I spent over 50K on coaches since I started building businesses. Now in this video, I'm going to go over my key takeaways and give you a bit of advice before you go ahead and invest in your own coaching program. Now, I'm going to go over three things. I'm going to go over how to make a good prejudgment as to whether a coach or a course will be good or any program in general. I'm also going to go over how to understand what you're actually getting, to look through the smoke that these gurus or these other coaches are actually showing to you in order for you to know whether or not this program that you're about to invest in is actually worth it. And number three is I'm actually going to go over whether you need a coach, consultant, course, or whatever it may be. Okay, before I get into it, who am I? My name is Nabil Zeggaf. At 16, I got kicked out of sixth form college. At 17, I started an Amazon FBA business, scaled it to over $1 million in sales by 20, which resulted in multi-six figures profit. I also started a coaching business at 18 alongside my Amazon FBA business, scaled that to multi-six figures by 20. And then at 20, I closed both businesses and I decided to start helping people start or build their own coaching program. Now, that being said, let's get straight into it. Number one is you want to actually understand whether or not this person that is selling you this program actually lives what they preach. Now, I'm going to give you some examples just to get straight to the point. If someone is pitching you on how to use TikTok to scale your business, go and check if they use TikTok themselves, or if it's evident that their TikTok is there helping them grow their own business. Because this happens to me all the time, where I get DMs on Instagram, and you may know this if you're a business owner yourself or you sort of have a personal brand on Instagram. You'll know that you get DMs left, right, center of people pitching you things. I get people pitching me on how to use YouTube to convert more clients. And then when I ask for their YouTube channel, they don't have one. How does that make sense? How can someone help me do something that they're not currently doing? It doesn't make sense. It's like having a weight loss coach who hasn't managed to lose weight themselves or doesn't know how it feels to lose weight or just is obese, right? It doesn't make sense. Number two is, let's say someone is telling you to start a faceless YouTube channel. You see this all around, like, start dropshipping, start faceless YouTube channels, start Amazon FBA, whatever it may be. But all they're showing is their ClickFunnels plaque. Now, if you don't know what a ClickFunnels plaque is, ClickFunnels is where you can actually build landing pages, and most of the landing pages you see where you have to book in a call is ClickFunnels. If not, go high level and so on and so forth. But basically, if you've ever seen those sort of black plaques where it has a record and then it says congratulations, whatever, $1 million in sales, that means they've closed over $1 million in sales using ClickFunnels, which has absolutely nothing to do with YouTube, with Amazon FBA, or with dropshipping. Or maybe dropshipping, but rarely does anyone ever use ClickFunnels for dropshipping, right? So if that's what they're showing off, instead of, let's say, a YouTube 1 million subscribers plaque or 500,000 subscribers plaque, why are you going to believe them? Because remember, at the end of the day, if someone's telling you how to grow a faceless YouTube channel, they should have a plaque saying 100,000 subscribers for multiple different faceless YouTube channels. Because after all, that's what they're selling you, right? They're selling you on how to grow that faceless YouTube channel to make X amount of money per month. Okay, for example, me, I don't have a plaque, right? Otherwise I'd have it right there. But the reason I don't have one is, number one, when I scaled my Amazon FBA business to multi-six figures, I didn't hit the 7-figure mark. I can be completely honest about it. But number two, I didn't use ClickFunnels, right? Because I mainly prioritized my Amazon FBA business. And the only way I got clients from my Amazon FBA coaching business was organically, and I didn't have a landing page. And even to this day, I don't have a landing page. Hence why I don't have a plaque up there. But I don't need one because I can show for other things. I can show that I actually do coach. Or another example is when I used to do Amazon FBA, I used to actually show myself packing boxes. If you go onto my Instagram, which will be in the description below, you actually see a photo of me outside my wife's parents' garage packing boxes, right? It's I don't know, a stack of boxes up to here, and they've got products in them which I'm about to send off to Amazon, right? I'm living what I preach. I'm showing that I do what I teach. If you're watching this video because you're looking to actually start a coaching program, that's a very valuable piece of information right there. If you want to get people to feel like they can trust you and they like you, and you want to be separated from the other gurus that people are skeptical about, show that you actually do what you teach, because people value it. The amount of times I got people coming and telling me, oh bro, you're the only one that really stands out, or I can really trust because you actually show yourself doing it, right? All these other people, all they're doing is recording videos left, right, center on what they're planning to sell, or what offer they've got going on, or what sale they've got going on for their course and coaching program and so on and so forth. But they never actually show them doing the process of what they sell. If you run a faceless YouTube channel, why have none of these people who sell a course on that shown themselves working on that business, right? or shown what faceless YouTube videos they have. And don't get fooled by these people saying, oh, like it's for privacy reasons, they don't want anyone to copy them and so on and so forth. Competition doesn't exist when you're doing well because you know what you're doing. Anyway, that's number one. Number two is understanding what you're actually getting by looking through that cloud of smoke that, you know, these gurus or online coaches are sort of presenting you, right? Now, when I say gurus, I don't mean it in a bad way, right? These are actually gurus. Like, I can call myself a guru. A guru just means someone who's knowledgeable in that field, right? But again, there's obviously bad gurus and good gurus. But nowadays, the word guru has been looked down upon because, you know, it's looked at as a bad word because obviously they've painted themselves in a picture that people don't really like. Number one is you want to see how many different products or services or, you know, courses or coaching programs they have. This, I think, is one of the most important aspects of it. Why? Because you need to understand that if someone has like 5 different types of courses, right? I'm talking like a $49, a $497, a $997, a $5K, and a $20K. What do you think the differences are going to be between those 5? Value, right? Meaning the most expensive is going to be the most valuable. The least expensive is going to be least valuable. Meaning if you buy the least expensive, or even if you go right around the middle, you're probably not going to get as much value as you need to get what you're promised or what you're getting sold, right? Whereas the one who's spending the most is, and you don't want that. What you want instead is, well, this is what I typically go for, and I say this based off my experience of spending over 50K on coaching programs. You want to buy from someone who only has one package, okay? One. And that one, you want to buy from someone who only has one package, if not max 2. And I'll tell you why. Because when someone only has one package or one product or one course or one coaching program, they've put their all in. They've left nothing behind. There's nothing to leave out because they've got nothing else to put it into. The only other exception is, let's say they've got like a community and a coaching program as one product, and then the upsell is one-to-one coaching. It's probably going to be the same amount of value in terms of what you're going to be learning. The only difference is that it's one-to-one versus community and coaching, right? Again, if someone has 5 different products, their cheaper ones are not going to be as valuable. They only use them to then upsell you on the more expensive ones. And if you don't have enough money to afford the expensive ones, sorry, there's nothing you can do about it, right? You're just going to be left with dust and you have to figure it out on your own. And I see this time and time again. Remember, I've been a coach in this industry and I've been a coach in the Amazon FBA industry. The amount of people that come to me saying they expected so much out of this person's program, but they were left in the dust because it didn't meet their expectations was significant. Like, so many people would come to me complaining about this person, this person, this person, this person. But what they didn't realize is at the end of the day, this person's being smart with how they sell, right? They're having the lower packages for people who have less affordability, but they're not giving it all away because they also want to sell the upsell packages too. Another thing you want to look out for is, does this person that you're about to buy a program from change what they sell every 3 months? And not only what they sell in terms of like their product and whatnot, but I'm talking their price, their discount, their sale, everything, right? If they change, especially if they change their product every 3 months, and I mean not the fact that they go from dropshipping, Amazon FBA to YouTube, I mean they have a different course every 3 months. What you should then expect is that if you buy a course now, it's probably going to be outdated in 3 months. Because if they're clearly finding a way to update everything and sell it to the next batch in 3 months, you're now going to have the old batch. And they're probably going to try sell you on that new one when the time comes. The only exception is if they sell one course now and then they tell you every other course that they release in future is included. Fair enough, right? But just always be cautious that if someone's always selling something different, always changing the type of program they're selling and so on and so forth, again, similar to my last point, then it probably means that there's a lot more value they're hiding for their next course. Or a lot of the value that you're about to buy now isn't going to be as valuable in the next 3 months, right? Again, that's something to expect anyway. Don't always expect value to stay valuable for a good year, 2 years, 3 years. Some value can get outdated, but a lot of the value that you do gain needs to be fundamentals that you can work with and build upon regardless of the time frame, right? If someone's showing you how to get clients for your coaching business, for example, they need to be showing you fundamentals so you can figure out how to do it based off of that, right? So you can build your own systems off of that. If they're just giving you one email marketing strategy and now they've got 500 other people doing that exact same email marketing strategy, within 3 months, that email marketing strategy is no longer going to work, or it's going to be very hard for it to be effective if everyone else within your industry is doing the exact same thing. Whereas if they taught you the fundamentals on how to build an email marketing strategy, that's where the value is, because now you can then run with that. right? You can take that and do whatever you want with it, regardless if they release another type of course on how to do XYZ. You've got the foundations, you've got the fundamentals to build upon. Another thing you should look out for is time frame, right? Is the time frame that they're promising you realistic? And you can determine this in two different ways. Number one, using common sense. If someone's promising you to lose 20 kg within 30 days, is that realistic? Probably not, right? Unless you're putting yourself at harm. Whereas if someone's telling you the exact step-by-step plan as to how they're going to help you lose 20 kg within the next 6 months by using this type of diet or this type of workout plan or whatnot, does it make sense? Yes, it does. Okay, fair enough. Let's get going, right? Don't get sold on the fact that it's a shorter time frame, because chances are it's probably unachievable or highly unlikely for you to achieve it. And it's very, very dependent on your circumstances. Because again, you might think, oh, but this person lost 20 kg in 30 days. Why can't I? But your circumstances might be different. And the final point is the testimonials or results to client ratio making sense? Now, what I mean by that is the amount of clients that this person has in their community or coaching or even following their personal brand, does it correlate to the amount of reviews or testimonials that they're posting? I'll tell you what I mean. If someone has 1 million followers on social media, right? And somehow you found out, maybe you can go onto their community or whatever it is, and you can see that there's like 5,000 members in there. But ever so often they post testimonials or reviews, and maybe it's like always the same person every week. Maybe they only post like this selective 20 people. Think about it. That's 20 people out of 5,000 that are getting results. There's probably a few more here and there, but that's such a small percentage of people that join the program, meaning the likelihood of you getting results when you join that program is very slim, right? Whereas if someone has, 100 members in their community, and every single day they're posting different people getting different results, and like by now you've probably counted like 75 different people that have gotten results. That's a 75% success rate. That's a big number, right? So again, make sure the client to results ratio or vice versa makes sense. Now, number 3, should you actually get a coach, a course, a one-to-one mentorship, a program? Should you get any of it, or should you go out there and learn yourself? That first and foremost depends on how you learn, right? I would personally recommend to always invest in some sort of step-by-step guide, whether it be a course, whether it be a coaching program, whether it be a mentor. Always invest in some sort of step-by-step guidance, because YouTube doesn't provide that, right? You might be able to go on YouTube and search how to do this, how to do that, how to do this. But how do you know that that's step 1, 2, and 3? How do you know that you didn't just go from step 1 to step 4 to step 7 and you just missed step 2, 3, and 4? Or I think I said 4, but you get what I mean, right? You need to understand whether you're going on the right pathway to where you want to get to, right? You want to make sure you're not missing steps, because if you do, it can be crucial in the long run and affect your business significantly, right? I'll give you an example. When I used to run my Amazon FBA coaching business, a lot of people used to think it was as simple as, calling wholesalers, sourcing the products, analyzing them on BuyBot Pro. If you don't know what that is, don't worry about it, but it's basically an analysis tool. And then if it shows profit, you can then go ahead and order it and then obviously send it off to Amazon warehouse. There was a lot more steps to it where you actually need to check the amount of sellers on the listing, the amount of inventory all of these sellers have, make a sort of calculation as to whether or not you can actually compete on that listing, so on and so forth. Those are steps that are crucial. And if you don't take those steps, you will lose out on a lot of money, right? And at that point, it's not even opportunity cost. It's the fact that you actually lose out on money. Because once you buy the products and they don't end up selling and the wholesaler won't take them back, you're left with, 5K worth of products, 10K worth of products, however much worth of products you're left with, which is now going to be a loss, okay? Number 2 is I'd recommend, if you were to go ahead and get a coach or a consultant program, whatever it may be, always have a point of contact within whatever you're investing in. So if you're buying a course, for example, does that course come with one-to-one assistance, right? Does it come with some sort of one-to-one support? Because you're going to have questions. And if you think you're the type that won't have questions, or if you know you're the type not to have questions, that's a negative trait, right? You need to be able to ask questions, because there's things that you won't understand. And if you're only taking things for face value, you're not getting as much value as you think you are, right? You need to be able to dig deep and read between the lines. And the only way you can do that is by having a point of contact to ask these questions too. Now, another reason I'd recommend you getting a course, coaching, program, whatever it may be, is for the community aspect. You need to be able to surround yourself with people on a similar pathway to you. And that's not only for the sake of you and yourself, It's to actually determine whether or not this thing works, how well it works, what's working. I'll tell you what I mean. If you join a community of, again, 100 members, you're going to be able to determine what's working for who and what's not working for who. Because you're going to be able to see who's getting results and who's not, and what the people who are getting results are doing to get results. And all you need to do is go ahead and do the exact same thing, right? When you don't have that community aspect in whatever it is you're investing in, you don't have that privilege, right? You have to figure out everything yourself. If someone's showing you like 4 different strategies on how to do this, like how to get clients or how to find products for this business or whatever it may be, you need to try and error every single strategy. Because if you go to your point of contact, the coach or whoever it may be, they're going to tell you, oh, you need to try it out, or all the strategies work, because they probably do. But you need to understand what's going to work under your circumstance. And the only way you can find that out in the best way possible is by asking other people within that community or that coaching program what's working for them and if their situation can relate to yours. Okay? And in addition to that, you can now make friends. And that might sound soppy, but again, you want to be able to surround yourself with people that are on the same pathway as you, because that gives you a higher likelihood of you achieving that goal, right? You've obviously heard of the term, you are the average of those 5 friends, right? It's true. If you surround yourself with 4 other people who are on the same pathway as you, you're more likely than not going to achieve the goal that you've set out for all of you, right? If it's to get to 10K per month, if one of you get there and then 2 of you get there, why wouldn't 3, 4, and 5 of you get there, right? You probably will by learning and helping each other get there. So just to recap so far, I recommend making sure a community is included in whatever you're investing in, as well as a point of contact, whether that's a coach, whether that's an assistant, whatever it may be, just having a community and a point of contact, okay? Now, going back to what I said about depending on how you learn, you then want to determine what's better for you. Is group coaching better for you? Is watching a video course better for you? Or is one-to-one coaching better for you, right? A lot of people tend to not be able to watch videos alone and understand everything that's said in that video. A lot of people tend to prefer having a one-to-one coach on a call similar to this, explaining everything there and then, so that if they have questions, they can ask live, right? That's all dependent on you. I personally learn by watching videos. I would prefer that because I can do it in my own time when I feel ready to take in that knowledge. Sometimes in the morning, I'm ready to learn and I'm like, yes, let's watch that course or let's watch this program or let's watch whatever I invested in. But sometimes in the night, I'm like, okay, you know what? I want to binge watch this in order to gain some information because I'm not tired yet, whatever the reason may be. But again, it's all dependent on how you learn. I personally don't prefer group coaching, right? Because I can't be asked to listen to everyone else's questions that aren't relevant to me. I'd rather maybe just watch the group recordings after while having a course to refer to in the meantime. That's just me. You need to make a judgment based on yourself. Last reason as to why you probably should invest into some sort of program, course, or coaching is you actually get to see what's going on within this system of this person that you just bought a program of. If someone's got a faceless YouTube channel and they're teaching people how to start faceless YouTube channels, in their course videos, they're going to be giving you demonstrations and you're going to be able to, again, read in between the lines as to what's actually working. You're no longer going to have to take stuff for face value. If you go onto like, I don't know, Iman Gadzhi's YouTube channel or Grant Cardone, if he even has one, you can only assume what's going on behind the scenes based off what they tell you, based off their background, right? You have no idea what's going on right now. You don't know what I have it right in front of me, although I do have a laptop with notes on there, and that's how I personally record these YouTube videos, by reading off my notes. You don't know what that looks like. You don't know how I build my notes. It could be on a Trello board. It could be on Miro. It could be a whole graph, right? I could literally be reading someone else's YouTube subtitles as I record this video. I'm not. But you get what I mean? You then get a feel as to what goes on behind the scenes. So for example, in my program, I would show them how exactly I do take notes for my YouTube videos, or how I go about recording and scripting and editing my Instagram Reels, for example, how I go about targeting a specific audience when it comes to running IG ads or profile visit ads or retargeting ads. If you watch my last video, you'll understand when it comes to the authority funnel. Again, the authority funnel, you'll understand exactly what happens behind the scenes. You only get this privilege if you invest into that person's program. You need to make that decision for yourself. I wouldn't have spent over 50K on programs if I didn't find them valuable. And I've probably got the same opinion as everyone else who's successful nowadays that have learned from someone else. They know that having a coach or having that sort of person looking over you is the best way to move forward. Because what you're doing is you're getting someone that's already where you want to be, showing you how to follow their footsteps, right? Look at footballers, for example. Footballers are making millions of dollars a year, right? Yet they still have a football coach. Why? I know personal trainers with like an 8-pack shredded on the most discipline you'll ever see, yet they still have a coach to look over them, right? Why? But yeah, that being said, that's the end of this video. Hopefully you gained some sort of value from that. If you've got any questions, let me know in the comments. I'll respond to them. And if you like this sort of content, like, subscribe, only if it's relevant to you. And I will see you in the next one. Take care.